jobs and entrepreneurship. So this is going to be really interesting, and I would, before I invite all the panelists over here on the stage, let me please announce once again for all of you that as you all have been provided with your badges, so you must be having a QR code on your badge. So please download Mobius ICSE mobile app from the Play Store. Even for the iOS or Androids, it's available. Just download it, scan your QR code, and you will be able to get all the pictures of this conference all together over there. Then you will get the released souvenir copy also over there, and you can read about all the speakers who are the panelists and all the different sessions. You can get a brief about them. So everything is available in that mobile app. So I request you to please download that. Aapke badges mein you have got a QR code. You can just scan it and just get through it. So thank you. And now, as I was discussing that in this plenary 2, from vision to action, cultivating a world ready for green jobs and entrepreneurship, let me please invite on the stage, starting with the chair, Dr. Benu Baur, Chief Natural Sciences Unit, UNESCO South Asia Regional Office, New Delhi. Please put your hands together for him. Now I invite the moderator of this session, Dr. Neha Midha, Program Officer, UNESCO, New Delhi. I request you to please come over here on the stage. Then into the panelists, we have with us Dr. Jagdish Bakan, IFS, DFO and Wildlife Warden, Hosur, Tamil Nadu, India. Please put your hands together for him. I invite you, sir. I would also like to invite Ms. Barsha Lekhi, the Program Officer, UNESCO Kathmandu, Nepal. We welcome you, ma'am, on the dais. Now I would like to invite Ms. Bhavya George, Program Coordinator, Climate Change, Keystone Foundation, Coimbatore. Please put your hands together for her. Welcome on the dais, Ms. Bhavya George. Also, I would like to invite Dr. Prabhas Pandey, Professor of Geology. He is retired, and University of Delhi. Please put your hands together for him. I request you, sir, please grace the dais. So these are the eminent panelists who are going to take up further this plenary too. So, sir is here. Let's have a round of applause for him, Dr. Prabhas Pandey. So to start with, I would like to invite the chair for his address, and before I invite him, I would just like to give a little brief about Dr. Benu Baur, since we all have heard him in the morning as well. Dr. Benu Baur is a professional project manager with 30 years of international experience in the global environmental sciences, with the longer service periods in Europe, the Arab region, Africa, and Asia. He currently serves as UNESCO Natural Science Specialist in New Delhi, with a geographical focus on Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, the Maldives, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, in addition to some regional and international projects. So I think so the dais is all designed as per your portfolio, I hope, because we have got the people from all different scenarios over here. So my dear friends, let's welcome Dr. Benu Baur. Sir.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And I'm very happy at 1 o'clock to see that the room is still full of people. So wonderful. This is how we're going to do this session here. My colleague, Dr. Neha Mehta, she will moderate it. I will just be the chairperson. I will introduce the panels very quickly in one go. And then we will have a round of questions. And then we will open the floor to the audience. So please prepare your questions to our speakers and to us if you want. So starting with Dr. Prabhas Pandey. Dr. Prabhas is a retired professor of geology, taught for nearly 2 decades at Ramlal Anand College, University of Delhi, where he established the BSc Honours Geology program. He's an expert in paleontology, stratigraphic groundwater, geoheritage, and geotourism. He has authored more than 20 publications and led several funded projects, including under the National Mission on Himalayan Studies. His pioneering geotourism models in Uttarakhand have linked scientific research with sustainable rural development. He's a fellow of the Geological Society of India and president of the DUAL. He has also advanced campus rainwater harvesting, geological museums, and student geo-excursions. Post-retirement, he continues to contribute through a Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change funded project to develop a geopark in the Himalaya. So, welcome Dr. Prabhas Pande. Then we have from Nepal, Ms. Barsha Leki. She's an indigenous engagement specialist at the UNESCO National Office in Kathmandu. Ms. Barsha Leki holds a master degree in environmental science from Jawaharlal Nehru University in India, where she was awarded the prestigious Silver Jubilee Scholarship. She is deeply passionate about research and advocacy for environmental protection. In 2016, she earned the title of Miss Nepal International and was nominated as a Goodwill Ambassador for the Clean Up Nepal campaign. Currently, she is working as a project officer with UNESCO Kathmandu office, and she is a wonderful colleague in our overall team. Then we have Mr. Jagdish Pakan. Jagdish, welcome to be with us. Jagdish is an Indian Forest Service officer. He began his career as a process engineer at Hindustan Petroleum before joining the Tamil Nadu Forest Department in 2017. He has served in diverse roles, including assistant conservator at Coveri North Wildlife Sanctuary, deputy director at the Advanced Institute for Wildlife Conservation, and director of the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. Currently, he is the wildlife warden Hosur, overseeing 2 sanctuaries and acting as district climate officer. His work focuses on community development, ecosystem restoration, wildlife protection, and eco-education, with pioneering community-led initiatives in plastic management, wildlife rescue, and ecotourism. He is the first Indian recipient of the UNESCO Michel Baptiste Award in 2023 for Biosphere Reserve Management, and also won the UNEP Environmental Enforcement Award. So a lot of award holders here on our dais. Then we have from Kerala, there was a Tamil Nadu, Ms. Bhavya George from the Keystone Foundation, which is one of the prime partners of UNESCO for nature conservation in India. Ms. Bhavya George is program coordinator for climate change at Keystone Foundation at Kotagiri, where she has been working for nearly 7 years to strengthen socio-ecological resilience in the Nilgiris Biosphere Reserve. With a background in environmental management, her work centers on community-led conservation and climate action, particularly empowering indigenous women through education, farming, and collective leadership. She leads the Climate Smart School initiative, now expanded to 50 public schools in partnership with UNESCO and the Nilgiris District Administration. In tiger reserves, she works with women farmers to integrate traditional knowledge with scientific approaches using analog forestry. Her work on gender and climate justice has been internationally recognized, including the Gender Just Climate Solutions Award of the UNFCCC. And our moderator is my dear colleague, Dr. Neha Mehta, National Program Officer at the Natural Science Unit at the UNESCO South Asia Office in New Delhi. Neha is an environmental professional passionate about advancing sustainability and empowering communities. She currently works as a program officer with the UNESCO Regional Office for South Asia in New Delhi and coordinates the UNESCO's Man and the Biosphere Program, the Intergovernmental Hydrological Program, and Science Policy Program across 6 countries: Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, and Sri Lanka. She has 12 years of experience in natural resources management, sustainability, water resource management, and wildlife conservation. And she holds a PhD in natural resource management and post-graduation in environmental management. So with that, we have a very impressive dais with people who have all made a career in green jobs, and they are all holding green jobs. So with that, I think enough of introducing you, and I'm handing over to you, Neha, to moderate the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benubor. This session, Vision to Action. So this session is going to talk about how you take your vision to action, how protected area network, especially UNESCO designated biosphere reserves, area which are mandated to give examples or solution how people can live in harmony with nature. What are the different examples from India where it's actually happening? Whenever any protected area or UNESCO designated biosphere reserve are established, one of the goal of biosphere reserve is to protect biodiversity, is to how they achieve different biodiversity target. But another objective is how they contribute to green economy, how they generate green jobs. So this session is going to talk about how biosphere reserve create different type of green jobs and different other nature-based sector, how they contribute to different type of green jobs. And we have a diverse panel here. We will hear perspective from manager, IFS officer. We are going to hear perspective from civil society, from Keystone Foundation. We're going to hear perspective from our UNESCO colleague in Nepal, and we are going to hear a perspective from Dr. Prabhas Pandey, who is taking lead for developing another UNESCO designated area, Geopark, which basically talks about protecting geo-heritage. That's another aspect of protected area management. So I will start with Mr. Jagdish. Mr. Jagdish, you are a manager of Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. So this Biosphere Reserve is located in state of Tamil Nadu. Highly biodiversity rich area, marine resources, local communities dependent on marine resources. But how, as a manager, what are the different opportunities that forest department sees to generate green jobs? Over to you, Mr. Jagdish.
Good afternoon all. So thank you Benno and thank you Neha. So to respond to the, I will just directly go to the question because we don't have much time. So I was there in Gulf of Mannar for almost 3.5 years. I was director of the Gulf of Mannar. So as a manager or as a Biosphere Reserve Authority, you have a mandate given by the government and the mandate given by the UNESCO also. So UNESCO calls it as a man and Biosphere Reserve program. So we have to take both the segment together. Like if you see the ground level things, like I will just speak about ground level only, a lot of problems are there. It's not easy to generate green jobs. There are a lot of conflicts are there, which are coming, like we can't just say that this is a green job. There are conflict of interest are there. So we have to balance out many things and we have to bring the people on board for green jobs. So as a Biosphere Reserve manager, there is three major areas where we can generate the green jobs. First is that as a Biosphere Reserve Authority, you have to do the ecological restoration. So like for the youth or for the students who are here, like ecological restoration means like restoring the degraded ecosystem which is existing. Like there are many types of ecosystems are there. So while restoring the ecosystem, we have to skill the community to do the restoration work. For example, I will say there is a seagrass restoration or the coral restoration. So we have to train the community for the diving or the shallow diving. And then we have to train them to restore the ecosystems like mangrove restoration or the normal tree plantation or grassland restoration. So this is one area. Secondly, there are different kinds of local resources available. Like for example, palmyra leaves or the coconut leaves. So we have to generate an option, we have to support the communities to take up such a kind of sustainable alternative livelihoods. So we have to organize the community and we have to support them, we have to skill them to have this kinds of different kind of skills. So we have, in the Gulf of Mannar, we have identified this type of 55 types of green activities. So starting from the shell articles, starting from the like palm leaf products, everything. So these kinds of activities will lead to the green jobs. So third and final is that the another aspect of this thing is that there are a lot of environment regulations are there. Are you aware of that? Like the government of India has set up different environment rules, pollution control rules, or different plastic rules are there. So you can engage the community in regulation of this or in the enforcing these regulations. So for example, we have set up a plastic checkpost in the Dhanushkoti region of the Tamil Nadu. So there the community we have organized and they are checking the screening the vehicles and they are collecting the plastics, and we have organized the SHG where they are stitching the cloth bags like Manjabai bags in Tamil Nadu call it. So we have to converse the both interests. Like it should be win-win situation for both of the environment and the public. So these are the three areas where we can, three broad areas we can create the green jobs in the biosphere reserve or any communities like.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jagdish, for sharing three broad areas which a biosphere reserve or a protected area management give opportunities to the local communities who are living close to these environmental important areas. Thanks for sharing that. Now I move on to Ms. Barsha, our colleague from UNESCO. Ms. Barsha, UNESCO also support countries in establishing biosphere reserve, and that's what UNESCO office is Kathmandu is doing, helping government of India to get its first biosphere reserve designation in Nepal. So Barsha, please share with us how you envision this contributing to local economy. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So as Neha, you mentioned, Nepal does not have any UNESCO designated site yet, but we are actively involved in having one. So one of, for instance, let's say we have 5 potential sites and we're starting our work with one, which is the Kanchenjunga Kanchenjunga Conservation Area. If it's possible, can you please show the map of KCA for audience to see the visual picture of how and where it is located, to just adjust the coherence. The technical, anyone is volunteering for it? Yeah, otherwise, we are doing the IT person. Okay. Yes, so that's the Kanchenjunga Conservation Area, which is very unique because unlike any other national park which is managed by the government, this is a typically unique area which is handed over to the local community for the governance and the management. So this area is managed by the Kanchenjunga Conservation Area Management Council, which is completely governed, led, owned, managed, conserved by the local communities. Next slide, please. So this area happens to share the boundary with the Kanchenjunga National Park in Sikkim, which already is a biosphere reserve. It's designated as a biosphere reserve. As I mentioned, you can see the red circle, the left-hand side with the marking with the pin is the Kanchenjunga Conservation Area, and on the right side is the Sikkim part of the whole landscape. So Kanchenjunga, if you see in the world, it's the 3rd highest mountain range. But however, in Nepal side, we do not have any designated sites. So with the support of the government of India and facilitated by UNESCO Delhi office, we happened to organize the knowledge exchange visit in Sikkim early this year in May. So it was very fruitful basically to understand the whole concept of biosphere reserve, because it's new for us, and for the community, for the government to understand the benefits, to own and to endorse such kind of designation is very important. And it was quite a huge jumbo delegation. I would say we almost had 28 participants, including the government officials, park warden, the officials from the council, the community people, and the NGOs as well. So, and also we had Jagdish ji presenting to more so explain about the biosphere reserve. So, how we see this cross-border cooperation between the countries for sustainable development and to have a cross-border biosphere reserve, which will be one of the South Asian transboundary biosphere reserve. Not just we envision to empower communities, but also enhance and foster local economies. So how we're trying to see it as boosting the multiple sectors, including tourism services, that's airlines, trekking, mountaineering, porters, homestays, and hotels. So this is a kind of an approach which not just is for environment sustainability per se, but also for local entrepreneurship, for local industries, cultural industries to boost. And the establishment of such biosphere reserves will also help in direct employment. For example, the interpretation centers, the education and awareness centers, which also serve as platforms for education, awareness, and knowledge sharing. So biosphere reserve would provide opportunities for NGOs, universities, research centers to initiatives for project development and initiatives for any such kind of educational excursions, scientific excursions in the area, in the mountainous area, as we say, and all the climate change that's happening, it will be very timely to do so. And also like souvenir shops in these areas, which will also present the cultural heritages, the intangible and tangible cultural heritage within this site will also provide a platform to boost the local economy. Thank you.
Thanks, Barsha. Thanks for adding on to what Mr. Jagdish shared, that how a biosphere reserve can contribute or offer opportunities of green jobs to people living close to a biosphere reserve, and also to people who would like to visit biosphere reserve, or general youth expedition, different scientific research, how a protected area offers such kind of green jobs to anyone who's interested to work in sustainability field. Now I'd like to move on to Miss Bhavya. So Bhavya, so we started with Tamil Nadu, moved to Sikkim, now we are moving back to southern India. Keystone Foundation, she works with, works in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Nilgiri Biosphere, again, biodiversity rich area and is home to many indigenous and local communities. So how Keystone Foundation is supporting different sustainable livelihood, especially for the indigenous community living in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve? Bhavya.
Thanks, Neha. And it's good that already the speakers have kind of like put a foundation to the Biosphere Reserve and the local economies that flourishes there. And for us, we're the first Biosphere Reserve of India, which was designated in 1986. And the complication also comes in because Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve shares its boundaries with 3 states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. And Keystone Foundation works in all these geographies. So we have like a good presence in the Biosphere Reserve because we use as our approach to work in the aspects of conservation, livelihood, and enterprise. And for Keystone, I think the designation Biosphere in itself gave an opportunity to build and use the needs what were there. And as Neha was saying, we have many indigenous communities. So the need came in for farm-based and forest-based livelihoods, which the communities are good at doing. So that's where Keystone's role came in, mainly in training, capacity building, and how to like engage with these communities and help them, also like support them to take the products that they were doing to the market linkages, which is very necessary. Otherwise, it's not easy to build the economy. So our green economy is mostly based on farm and forest products, and we have our front end and back end linkages there. So we also like have a last forest enterprise, which is the front end of all these products, and we have like a forest like farmer producer company, which is helps with the farmer communities, or mainly from the indigenous communities around. But we also like add in a lot of other aspects because in the morning we heard a lot about the justice aspect, if it's climate or environment, and for Keystone that's also in the heart of our work. So we see to it that the works that they are doing is not just about product building and the marketing, but we also like look at the capacity building and empowerment and see how the shifting of power happens. So as I mentioned, our farmer producer companies, board of directors are from indigenous communities, and even for the last forest, we work very closely with fair trade principles, and we see that there is like this shifting of power. But it's also like intergenerational. It's not at one generation that we are working. So we also like work with the schools where the sustainability education comes in, that the knowledge that these traditional communities have, especially elders, we see that that fits into the sustainability education, especially in the public schools. We work now in Nilgiris across 50 public schools, thanks to our district collector there, who is very enthusiastic and passionate about taking this forward. So there we link the examples from the local area, which the community elders know about their forest, about their farms, about their rivers. And we bring that knowledge into this curriculum and take it to students. And we also like have the prototypes there where students can engage in kitchen garden, or it can be weather stations. So that's the link we are building in. So on one side, we have the markets and the economies. That's again built up morely from the rural communities and the indigenous communities, and we have this intergenerational aspect that we are building. But in all of this, women is something which is very central to my work as well as Keystone's work. And thanks to UNESCO, we are working on Women for Bees project in Nilgiris Biosphere Reserve, with women actually getting trained in beekeeping and also market linkages. So that really helps them to not just keep the bee boxes, but link it with the market and push it further and enable them in their financial empowerment too. So that's how we are working. But the challenge is we are amidst like 8 protected areas. So that's an opportunity and challenge for us. But well, this is how the journey of 3 decades of journey of Keystone has been in this biosphere reserve.
Yeah, thanks, Bhavya. So two takeaway for me from your sharing is sustainability education also include generational education also, which next generation take it from the last generation. And of course, when we talk about generating green jobs, especially for areas close to these protected area or biosphere reserve, is linking to the market also, which is very important. Otherwise, sustainability will not be ensured. Now we move on to Dr. Prabhas Pandey. So for our first 3 panelists, we talked about biosphere reserve, which talked about biodiversity conservation. There is another conservation of geoheritage, geological conservation, and Dr. Prabhas is working in that field. And he will share, so we have also talked about tourism a lot. And Dr. Prabhas has worked on a model where there is a balance of tourism development also, and to make sure that infrastructure footprint is not a lot. Dr. Prabhas would like to share with us the model. Would you like? Yeah.
Good afternoon. You will all find it a slightly different kind of intrusion. In fact, it is geology. In geology, that is the geodiversity, and your entire biodiversity is based over it. And the new concept has come, and particularly in geoparks, this is demonstrated very well. So in 2019, we started with the idea of generating some kind of employment or economic regeneration of some poorest villages. So we adopted, or we searched 8 villages, a cluster of villages. And then we started looking what can be done over here. And we found that yes, something can be done in the form of agriculture, or something can be done in some related agriculture, in fact agriculture related activities. But we found there that there was a road was constructed, and throughout that road of around 12 kilometers, all good exposures of rocks were exposed. So fresh exposures were there. So we found it as an opportunity to why not translate into a education site that is known as geo-extraction site, and where students from all over the country can come and study, because it is a road which is inside the very safe road. It's not away from the highway, so it provides a very safe place for the students to study, sit over the road even, because there is no traffic, and study the various features which are otherwise not present in their, only present in their books. So, and at the same time, we found that yes, that is one opportunity for the students, because of the changed, infrastructure everywhere. These important exposures are getting eroded everywhere due to the constructions and all. We had very good rocks exposures, very valuable exposures at many places in Rajasthan, in Himachal Pradesh, in Kashmir, but in the name of the development they got eroded away. So that precious information in the form of, which was buried in the form of, in the rocks, that is our history of the earth. So these rocks are nothing but the pages of the history of the earth. So we thought, why not preserve it and use it? For whom it is to be used? We see poverty is there, many people are there. Then again, can we develop a geotourism over there? No, again we thought it will bring lot of infrastructure. Then we searched, made a very deep search over there, met many people over there who are having their houses over there, old houses, heritage houses. You can see in the picture these heritage houses. So we met these people. For 6 months we did a very great job in meeting people and making them realize that this is something very different. So finally we succeeded in some kind of understanding that this is their house. We'll do some kind of intervention, some kind of changes in it, rebuild it, not rebuild it, we'll provide a sort of a structural support. So some structural evaluation was done. They were found, some are 100 years old. So that was necessary. And huge houses. And not only, they are very heritage houses, 100-year-old houses. They are to be preserved naturally by the society. So that was one aspect. They got ready. And so we had the houses. We add some modern bathrooms to them. And as per their requirement, because in the hilly people, they don't want bathrooms to be inside the house. So a separate area was developed for their bathrooms. And at the same time, rainwater harvesting was introduced to each and every house. And several trainings were given to them. So in the process, we developed a well-dedicated homestay for a geotourism. Now the question is, who will be the visitors? So we started from the university. One college, Ramlalanan College, started sending students of geology to that region, two trips every year. And even one trip was very significant. 30 people reaching over there. Now what kind of change they are going to bring over there, you can just calculate it, you can just imagine. The household will be benefited, then the transporters will be benefited, and best of it, top of it, the women, because they are cooking in the houses, and the youth, they will be acting as the guides. And they started, we gave them training also. We gave them training from CII, Delhi, for hospitality. So many people were trained in hospitality as well. So altogether this model started developing, and we started sending students. Initially, it was with geology students only. But later on, we realized that no, it is a place for ecotourism, village tourism. Any student from the botany, any student from the geography, any student from the geology can go there and study and stay there, have a home food, because food is very good, stay is very comfortable. Now it can cater, this cluster can cater about 70 people, 70 students can go there. And in fact, many people have offered now their houses too. So it can slightly grow also. But at the same time, we have some apprehensions because the footfall. So we are managing that footfall also, that it should not be moved. It should be with zero footprint. No additional infrastructure was added to this. It was all whatever was existing over there. Only we managed it. And that through them only. We helped them. We developed a website with them. So much so that it really appreciated by the government also. State government wanted to use these homestays for stay of the chief ministers also. But it was not possible at that time because already trip was there. And there is a lot to see. Even they don't know. They don't know what they have. They had water mills which are obsolete now. They are nowhere existing now. Water mills are there. And many, they have around 19 water harvesting, ancient water harvesting structures. So, and many, we developed in fact with the help of the DM, a cave, adventure cave was developed over there. So now the students are going there for their other things. In addition to that place is full of a lot of archaeological sites as well. Lakudiyar cave is there, very nearby. All temples are there. So it was really a successful model, and it gave, and in fact, as I was, we are talking about the green jobs, so it really created a green jobs over there, and this model is replicable. At least I am sure about the Himalaya. In any part of the Himalaya, you can replicate it. People are there, people are running from there. Outward migration is there. If you want to stop that migration, want to give them this opportunity, I think if government thinks or some NGOs think, so it can be done very well. So we encouraged by this project. We applied for another project, this in NMHS, and we got this project also to extend our activities to develop a geopark, in fact, in other part of the Himalaya, and there we will be developing similar sites, several similar sites. In fact, they have asked us to develop around 15 such sites, which are sustainable in all the way and providing some sort of job to the, in fact, the green jobs to the people over there. So this is the model, this which can be replicated.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhas, for sharing the journey. And geotourism, it's absolutely a new field. Very few people would know about geotourism, that it also has that potential and opportunity for creating green jobs. So thanks for sharing the journey. Now I would like to share, open the floor for questions from audience. Yes, please share your name, the organization that you work for, to whom you want to, but please make sure that your question is direct. And if it's a statement, say that's a statement. Okay.
It's a question actually.
Okay.
Let me introduce myself. I am Praful Ramdas Vanare. I am coming from Dubai. I run as an entrepreneur, as the session was an entrepreneur. So I run a business called STRI Academy. It's for green building. Okay. We encourage the green building jobs through our academy. And this question is for Bhavya. So as an aspiring entrepreneur in the room, and I've started the green building education platform, what would be the single most important piece of advice you would give that regard to my own skill and training, so that I can develop that in a very different way? So that's the question I have. It's a very beautiful session, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thanks, Praful. I don't think I'm an expert here, but still, when you ask for advice, probably with my experience of working in the Biosphere Reserve, living with the communities, so one would be, again, it's Dubai, and I'm talking about forest space where, you know, indigenous communities reside. So I don't know how much it could be relatable, but one thing is understanding the place becomes very much a required thing in order to sustain it. So that's what we have understood. Because otherwise, most of the times, the ideas that come from out is good, but how do we tweak it to the local needs and what is required there, what are their strengths? So that's something which worked for us and has helped us to sustain it for now like 30 years. So what we started, so that would be my advice. Yeah.
Let me just come in and add something. Since you are from Dubai, you said from the United Arab Emirates, green buildings. So really we are in the year 2025, and we shouldn't forget that. Every building in the world should be a green building by now, and those who are not green buildings, they should be urgently retrofitted to be green buildings. I've been living in the UAE for many years of my life, much earlier, and Dubai lost it. The environmental managers that were there at the time, between 1989, that's when I went there first, and 1993, 94, we told them, develop your city sustainably. And they didn't listen. That's why you have Dubai the way it is right now, and now they need to retrofit all of that, which of course is very, very expensive. So any other city in the world, don't do that. Start right now developing every single building as a green building, and the buildings that are not green buildings, they should be retrofitted. Much better and much more cost effective to do that now than to do it in the future.
Any other question?
Yeah,
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Please.
So I am Dr. Divya Agarwal from GSN Mary College, University of Delhi. My question is from Bhavya again. So, Bhavya, you said that you are dealing with 50 public schools, right? And you are taking traditional knowledges to them, to their curriculum. So, is any compendium or is any database of these traditional knowledges is available, maybe on your website or anywhere?
We are working on an archive which will be public very soon, where all these years of work where we have like co-created some of these knowledges will be made available. But for now, for the schools, we work through the women educators who are from the place. So they are trained with the curriculum, but they bring in their experiences, like lived experiences when they go to school and handle it. So it's very living document for now we have. But as I told, these would be like put up in the websites. Even our websites have a lot of information. You can scroll through it and get it. But the archive would be live very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. Thanks.
Yeah, we're going to take just one last question. I think we have someone here.
Very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vignesh Bajpai. I am a second year environmental science student from Ramanujan College, Delhi University. My question is to all the people who are working in and around biosphere reserves. So I am, as an enthusiast, I am studying a lot about bees. So there is a lot of talk about honeybees and creating green jobs through that. But at the same time, there is a host of bees called solitary bees, whose conservation is very much necessary for pollination of indigenous native plants. So is there any work being done about the conservation of solitary bees in and around those biosphere reserves?
You want to answer? It's on the bees it is. Actually, Keystone started its works with bees, but I'm not I'm not the person who works on apiculture or like bee related stuff. It's another team. But for now, for us also, that's a challenge actually, because many times horticulture department pushes Apis mellifera, which is not a native bee, and we work on the native bees of India and Nilgiris. So that's one way. We're also advocating to see how we could work on it. But yeah, solitary bees we haven't. We're doing the research, but not with other aspects. Again, we can talk afterwards also, and I can share the right person's contact.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Bhavya. We are running behind the schedule, so we have to close this session. But before that, I really want to ask, because I see many young faces here, I really want to ask people from, who have green jobs, what inspired you to be, to have a green job, or just in 2 lines, or any inspirational thought that you would like to share with young audience, just 2 lines, and yeah, Jagdish.
So, actually I am basically a chemical engineer. So, I completed my engineering in Mumbai, and I was working in Hindustan Petroleum. So, you can imagine that I was polluting the environment. Now I am protecting it. So, that so that itself. So when I was working in a petrol company, we used to do a lot of waste, a lot of smoke, we used to manufacture the diesel and petrol and ATF. So I was exposed to a lot of pollution, and I was exposed to the dark side of the industry. So I thought that I can do a opposite job and I can prevent it from pollution. So now I am working in the biodiversity and environment and wildlife. So it is more satisfying to me that I can save the species, I can empower the communities to save the species. So that is a inner satisfaction will come, I think.
Thanks Jagdish for sharing that. Barsha.
So Jagdish has cancelled out his emissions. So as a young indigenous woman growing up in the fields, in the agriculture fields, I've always had the ties with the nature. That's how I opted for environmental science, like the young gentleman just shared. For me, I always wanted to work in the developmental sector, and as we all say, development without considering environment and nature will become disaster. So that is how I was motivated to work in the field of natural sciences in the developmental sector. So that's all from my side.
Perfect motivation, yes. Bhavya.
I think for me it's the place. So for me, my aunt's home in a protected area, it's a Bhadra Tiger Reserve, that actually inspired me to enter the forestry space. And again, the previous panelist was talking about place of study. So I studied in Dehradun, and my college was in Sahyadri Hills. So actually place mattered a lot in what I'm doing today.
Absolutely. Places. Dr. Prabhas.
Yeah. What motivated me to do something for the society by using your own skills was the incident. In the 2008, one fine morning we reached college, we found that there is no water in the college. And so for 1 week we were totally dependent on the water supply, tanker supply. Then somebody said, one of my students said, "Sir, can't we do something about it? We are on the Aravali's. Do you expect water below?" So then we started thinking, and we did a survey in just 15 days and developed a rainwater harvesting model over there. And we developed 4 or 5 pits over in 10 acres of land. And that too it is a rocky terrain, close to the Anand Niketan. You won't believe, after the rains, it was flooded with water. The water table rose to a maximum level, and till today we are water surplus. So it is a story from zero water to water surplus system. So that was the biggest motivation of my life. And in fact, and after that I thought, yes, if we can translate our knowledge, our passion for the society. So that took me here.
Yeah, thank you. That's inspirational. Perfect. Benno, I would like to hear the last, your inspiration, and then you close the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. When I was a boy, I wanted to be a doctor of medicine, but growing up in the industrial West Germany at that time, Germany was still divided in East and West. West Germany was the industrial part, East Germany the agricultural part. Our air was heavily polluted. It was as polluted as it will be polluted here in New Delhi again come November. Maybe a little bit more polluted. And just like here, nobody did anything about it except for blah, 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 blah. So the same was true for our rivers. Our rivers were dead. Many of the rivers were dead, especially the large rivers. There was only bacteria in it. And our forests were suffering from acid rain. So I decided there is a patient that needs medicinal care, and that's our planet Earth. That was in the 1960s. And with a lot of luck and a lot of hard work, I then decided to become an environmental manager, and here I am. So anyway, I was also asked to close the session. So we have a gender-balanced dais here, unlike the 2 previous daises. And we also have an age-balanced dais. Prabhas and me, we are the 2 young guys, and the 4 in the middle are the older ones. No, it was the other way around, no? Anyway, I'll just close this with 2 words. Thanks, bye.
Thank you so much. So let's hear it for the Galaxy once again, please. Let's have a round of applause. I request you to kindly take a step forward for the photo op. We'll have a photo op together. And till the time our camera persons capture this moment, here is a very important announcement for all of you. There is a delegate kit by the name of Miss Nayana Das. The name on the tag is written Nayana Das, and that delegate kit may be by mistake if someone have just exchanged. So kindly just check if you have that delegate kit, because it is important to return it back to her, because her personal purse is inside that delegate kit. So kindly see if mistakenly you have got a delegate kit which has got the name tag of Nayana Das. And I request the panelists to be here on the stage only, because now we are going to felicitate you, and Dr. Ram Bhuj is already here. So sir, I request you to please felicitate. Not at all, sir, not at all. I never forget to thank our people. So here it is. I request you to please felicitate one by one all the delegates. Dr. Neha Midha. So let's have a round of applause for her. And please do not forget that if by mistakenly that delegate kit of Miss Noyana Das is like exchanged with someone, kindly do report at the registration counter because her personal purse is inside there, please. We are really thankful to all these panelists who have made this session wonderful and so much full of energy. Thank you so much for being here with us. Now this is for Ms. George. Now for Dr. Prabhas Pandey. We are really thankful to you from the bottom of our hearts for being here with us. And Dr. Boer is already felicitated in the inaugural ceremony. So yes, thank you so much all. And let me please tell you that with this, we are going to have a networking lunch break that is going to be at the Charminar area. And after that, we are going to have some parallel sessions. So some sessions are going to be here at the Sten Auditorium. Some are going to be at the other venue. Maybe one parallel session is going to be there at Amaltas Hall. So wherever you would like to join, please do come in back after lunch. And let's have a round of applause once again for all the dignitaries over here.